Okay, so when you see it out there in this world today, that you see the banks and governments are actually collecting gold and silver, they're hoarding it, they're buying it by the ton. And there's other groups as well. I will tell you, listening to just some of these experts online, and these guys know what they're talking about. Silver is a finite supply. And if you think about it, everybody, it's in massive demand right now. Not only are they using this for solar panels, not only are they using this for Tesla, all the other different computer things, but they also need to use it to go out there and revitalize the ammunition that our country needs to go out there and revamp and rebuild. And so there's a lot of need for it. And right now, the price of it is very manipulated. I think many people would attest to that because it's the paper money or the paper silver that's traded on the stock exchange that's manipulating the actual price, the value of what we're getting it for. But I'll tell you, I truly believe that getting gold and silver is a way to protect our assets. And what I'm going to do is I want to stress to everybody this. I'm being very sincere. I'm approaching this tonight with the mindset of, hey, you're all here to look at how to build a business here, how to be able to share this information with others, maybe be able to benefit yourself, build an additional income stream for yourself. If you're not looking for that, if you're a person who just wants to go out there and use this membership just for the benefits that it provides, hey, that's awesome. No one's here to twist your arm or make you do anything you don't want to do. But I would encourage you, stick around and listen, because this isn't really about changing your lifestyle. It's not about going out and all of a sudden becoming a salesperson or anything like that. What this is really going out, sharing a concept with people, educating people, and letting them know at a time right now that people need to find out about what's going on. We need to help protect people. That's what I feel. I feel like it's my obligation. I need to let people know that this membership exists, because if I don't, then, I'm not going to be helping anybody. I'm just going to put this like this right here. Okay. So I want everybody to take the time. Now, I've been in this industry of relationship marketing for many years. I've been doing this really for almost 30 years now. It's kind of crazy. It's getting close to, well, actually, I think it is 30 years now. And I'm not one of these guys who plan on getting into this industry. I did get in because I saw a chance to be able to make additional income. And when I got started with that, it was nice, but I also saw that there was a freedom that came along with it. I saw that there was a way that we could go out there and we could bless other people and we could help them and we could get ahead, but not doing it at the expense of others. I saw so many times that in the corporate world, there was a limited amount of room at the top, and there was only so much room there. You can't become the CEO of a company. It's something that really, there's a lot of people that you have to go out and beat to get there. And then when you do get there, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be trying to take your job. So you got to suppress them. What we have in this industry, everybody, is a business where the people on the top are reaching down to pull you up to the top. They want to help you win. They want to help you succeed. And people need what we have. Think about this right now, everybody. People need the additional income because our cost of living is going up, but yet our wages are not. So people are looking for ways. How can I make extra money? They're looking at getting a second or third job. But that also means that there's also increase in taxes because you have an additional higher income stream. Whereas with a home-based business, you have some legitimate tax deductions that come along with a home business. So there's a lot of reasons why people would want to do this and why each one of you want to do this. And your why and your purpose for each of you is going to be different. What you want to attain out of this industry and what out of this company is all up to you. And it's going to be different for each person. What I want to attain is going to be different than that for each of you. And I would love to know what it is for each of you, because I want to help you to attain it, just as everybody else does here. It's a big collective group of people who really see a way that we can protect our assets and bless others with that same information. But at the same time, we all help each other get ahead. What an environment, not an environment of divisiveness like the world where everybody's attacking each other, but rather one where we can go out there and work together, supporting each other, building each other up, regardless of whether we're on each other's team or not. But doing this because we know there's a greater purpose going out there and educating people on this. Now, over the course of my history in this company or in this industry of relationship marketing, going out there and working from home, I will tell you that I've done pretty well. I'm not going to sit there and talk about incomes or anything like that, but I am going to say it's been a very successful journey for myself. And over that time, I will tell you that one of the most important fundamental concepts that I learned, thank you very much, that I learned was something from a gentleman named Jeff Olson, and he taught the basic fundamentals that allowed him to go out there and explode in a company in which he came in, and there was an established group of people there. They all basically said, as he came in, he was brand new, the new guy in town, and he came in with a very simple philosophy, and he started blowing past people who had been in the company for years. And everybody was looking at him, and they all came to him. Everybody continued to come to him and say, what are you doing? And he would focus on the basic fundamentals of teaching that something that anybody out there, regardless of their educational level, regardless of their time commitment, literally, everybody could commit to. And he found those people that were committed to those basic core principles. And those people who did all achieved crazy success. Now, where we are in this company right now, everybody, candidly speaking, is we're with a company that has a product and really a membership that's in massive demand, and really people need it, even though many of them don't even realize that yet. They'll realize at some point that they're going to need it. Right now, what we need to do is go out there and sort to find those people who do understand the need, and then get this information in front of them so they can come along and join our community. And we can work together to spread this word by word of mouth. It's bigger than each of us, but yet we each get to win along the way. And I will tell you, if you follow and you just simply commit yourself to these 10 core principles, these 10 core keys to success, they were originally, the way I learned them, were the 10 core commitments. If we stick to them, they do not take any really longer than 5 hours a week, seriously. But I will tell you, if you're consistent with these and you teach these and you find people who want to put both feet in the boat and be committed with you to go towards this goal, I'll tell you what, you can change your life forever. You're building something here that is a legacy company that can truly transform everything for you. Timing wise, you're in the best place you could be in. Our market penetration is next to nothing, yet we have a product that can't be duplicated just like that. People can't go out there. Other companies can't go out and get access to the silver and the gold and the precious metals like we do, or build the relationships like we did. And so we're in this unique situation, everybody, and yet no one knows about it, but there is a massive wave coming that people are going to know about it. So all we need to do is just run with faith, consistency, build that rhythm within our team. And I'll tell you what, it always happens. If you take a look historically in this industry, everybody, when a company goes into momentum, it spikes, and all of a sudden what seemed to be hard before now gets a lot easier because people start coming to you. It all depends. You've got to keep your attitude strong. You've got to be strong in your conviction that, hey, I've got something good here. If you don't do it, hey, I'm not going to be bothered by it, but I'll tell you what, I know I've got something good. If you keep that attitude, and when someone says no to you about, no, it's not for me, it doesn't deflate you or make you sit there and feel like, oh, I can't do this. You know what? You're your own worst enemy if that's the case. And so I would tell you, everybody, just realize right now we are in the infancy stage of this company. So the sky is the limit in terms of where you can go with this and what it can do for literally, I'm not kidding, for the future of the generations of your family. This is a legacy company. They are putting this together the right way with something that's designed to be there, not just for a flash in the pan, not just for something they're going to go out there and sell, which they will never do. They put together all of these different contracts between the 4 founders and so much more. This is a family. They want to build this as a family sort of business, and that's what we've got our hands on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these 10 core fundamentals, and I think that hopefully it will be very helpful to you. There's one thing I just want to do real quickly. Give me just one moment. I need to send a video from my phone over to my computer. Actually, I think I already did that. I just need to load it up onto here, and then we will go. Perfect. All right. All set. So, all right. So let me share my screen with everyone. Okay. So here are your 10 core keys to success. Can everybody see this okay? Give me a thumbs up. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Sylvia. Appreciate that. All right, so these are 10 core keys to success. I want everybody to think about this. This does not need to change your lifestyle. This does not need to go out there and make you have to quit your job. The key to this, seriously, is the success of part-time. Doing this in your spare time, part-time, but being committed and making the most of maybe those 5 hours a week that you're putting in. See, sometimes when we put 5 hours a week into our home-based business, what we tend to do is we tend to go out there and just get busy, but not really do anything productive. We get into what's called C activity instead of A activity. Well, these different core keys to success right here are going to be the keys that just going out there and plugging in consistently will help you get that success. Go with faith. Now watch this. This is how it works, okay? First thing I want to mention before I even get into those 10 core are these are now incentives that are out there for all of our new members that we bring on. So when we bring on, we want to make them aware of this, because if there's anybody who's competitive, likes to go for different sorts of contests, then this is outstanding. But many people coming in, I promise you, don't know about these incentives. So persons coming in, they want to get started. If they go out and they get themselves to the position of copper in their first 10 days, they will earn a 1 ounce Miss Liberty silver bar. That's excellent. That's outstanding. That's a great little, you get that in someone's hands who's a brand new member, someone who qualifies and earns that in their first 10 days, they're going to get excited. It's going to raise their belief in what they can do here. And anybody can do it. It's just a matter of going out there and getting them into the right activity. Now, 30 days, if you can help them get to the rank of bronze, they're going to get a 1 ounce MS70 Rusty Tavern 7K 5-year anniversary coin. Now, this is a beautiful coin. This is a stunning coin. And I'll tell you what, you definitely want to get this if you don't have this, because it's got a little piece of the doorway right here from that tavern. Excuse me, this is the tavern where this concept of 7K actually was thought up amongst the 4 founders, is right here in this restaurant. In 90 days, you can actually get to the rank of silver. You'll earn a 100 ounce silver bar. Now, if you're outside of these windows, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I didn't get to some of these different ranks. So I'm going to tell you this. This is what I would encourage you to do. I would encourage you to use this knowledge that you have to go out there and understand that when you bring someone new on, we need to find out first and foremost, are you interested in sharing with others? If you are, at what pace? We'll teach you how to do all that stuff. But then we want to let them know that these are out there, because these are fast start incentives and everybody wants to go out there and try and take advantage of them. If they don't hit one, they always have the chance to go out and get the next one. So I'll tell you what, these are excellent things. So let's get started with the 10 core. The first thing we want to do as a 10 core plan for everybody with your own business, even if you're a veteran, go back and do even your own game plan. First off, there's 2 different sorts of game plans you're going to do. The membership one, what are their key interests in the membership? You know, was it because they like the digital wallet? Is that what really got them excited about the membership? Was it because they love the collectibles? No matter what it might be, guide them first at setting up that member benefit and then help them with a few others. You don't have to blow them out of the water with setting up everything right away, but help them get their 7K cash set up. You need to learn how to do it first. That's very important, because you can't help them if you haven't gone out there and experienced it by setting it up yourself. So go out and do that for yourself. You haven't done that yet. But when you're setting someone up, a brand new person, this is what we want to do. Core number 1. Second thing, in the business. So we're going to get them all set up with a membership. We're going to help them take advantage of the member, and we're going to keep in communication with them. Make sure they're using this membership, because I'll tell you what, a person who uses this membership and its benefits, example, the 7K Advantage discount buying program, they're going to stick. They're not going to get rid of this. I tell you, I've saved so much money using that 7K discount buying program, just that. I'm not going to get rid of this membership because of the savings on that alone. But, you know, that's why it's important, again, that we go out there and experience ourselves. So on the business end, we want to ask, first off, as I mentioned before, do they want to share? Okay, if they do want to share, great. If they don't want to share, we don't push them. Okay, we make sure their membership benefits are all set up. We get them going with it. We follow up with them in a couple of weeks, make sure that they're seeing some great value there. Okay, but we don't push them. Okay, if they do say, yes, I do want to share, how fast do they want to build? That's very important. Some people want to share at their own pace. They want to share maybe once a week. hey, maybe if I come across someone, that's when I'll share with someone. And if I'm coming in thinking, okay, let's get to the silver bar, and I'm talking to someone who has that mindset of what I just was describing, I'm probably going to blow them out of the water. And so it's important for us to find out, how fast do you want to build? How fast do you want to get out of the gate? How quickly do you want to earn your first check? And so when we find that out, we know how quickly they want to get into action. Some people want to get into action at their own pace. And they actually think a lot of times, in my opinion, that it's harder than it really is. And I will tell you this, everybody, it's easier to build fast than it is to build slow. Because when you're just running with your hair on fire, just excited, not really knowing any of the details, that's when you attract people. And so keep that in mind. But also in the game plan, we're going to set up their first event. If you haven't done this yet with yourself, even if you're a veteran, ask yourself, do you want to share? How fast do you want to build? Even if you can't attain any of these different benefits that I just talked about, set a goal for yourself. Okay. How fast do you want to build? And then set up your first event. What I mean by an event is this is something that we're going to invite your prospects into. Maybe it's a Zoom, maybe it's a home party. If some of the people that you're talking about are in your local area, that's the best. You know, we have someone that we're going to be talking to and meeting. We can't, we're going to be stepping out and traveling for a couple of days. So we're going to meet them when we get back. But I'll tell you what, this person is local. And if we can get together with them, we can show them silver. We can drop it in their hands. They have an experience there. If you've ever listened to Richard Hansen talk, that's how he really got this company started, because he was just dropping silver in people's hands and that got them excited. That's how he started building this company. Honestly, everybody, it's powerful. Then what we're going to do is going to actually help them put together a list if they want to get going fast, and then help them with the invites. We're going to do 5 calls with them, inviting 5 people out so we can help praise them and also tweak them to make sure that we're getting them the best. So they're not talking too much. They're just inviting to the event. And I'll tell you what, this is our game plan. We're not blowing them out of the water. We're just saying, okay, what membership benefits do you like? Awesome. Do you want to share? Great. How fast do you want to share? Awesome. Let's set up a Zoom for some of your close friends for tomorrow night. How's that? Let's write down a list of some people and let's start reaching out and inviting people out to tomorrow night. That's all it is, everybody. But if we don't do this, if we leave it in our new person's hands, let's say that I introduce Sylvia and I say, okay, Sylvia, go out and get them. Go get them, Tiger. And that's it. It's going to be, she's not going to know what to do. And she's not going to really, if she hasn't learned really how to tweak her invite, she's going to keep maybe doing the same thing over and over that's not being effective. That's why you want to do it together with someone, if that makes sense to everyone. Okay. Core 2 new shares a day. See, this is all about not us going out there and recruiting the world, but it is us going out there and be consistently in A activity if we're going to build a team. It's not sitting there being in management mode. It's not reaching down and saying, okay, what can I do? What can I do? It's going out there and actively introducing this ourselves, keeping our ears open and focusing on consistency. People are going to do what we're doing. And if we're just sitting there managing, they're going to get, I've seen people get in, they get to copper. I'm managing now. I got to manage my associates. I can't talk to anybody. I got to manage these guys. I got to help them get going. And they're calling these people, and the people that they introduce maybe don't have that same motivation or drive that they do. And they're not calling them back. So their business has stagnated. So we're always looking for that new person to come in, and we're looking for them on our own behalf. 2 new shares daily. What I mean by this is just finding 2 new people that we can share the concept with. Maybe have them jump on a Zoom. Maybe say, listen, let me send you a video. Okay, maybe you just run into someone in the store, drop some silver in their hands. Say, I'd love to show you what I do. Okay, whatever it might be, 2 new ones a day, 2 new ones a day. Not the same 2 every day. Okay, I've seen people who do that. Okay, the same is basically smothering them. So 2 new shares a day. And I'll tell you what, this is fun. If you do this and you make this fun, and there's another one of these things that I'm going to talk about is finding a workout partner. You're helping each other. Like you're getting on the phone with each other, maybe at 11 o'clock at night. Hey, did you get your 2 in today? No, I only get 1. Oh, great. You got to get your 2. Then they might run down to the 7-Eleven and just talk to the person behind the counter. They got their 2 in. It's just consistency. This is kind of funny. This is back when I learned this from Jeff Olson. He was talking, we used at that time DVDs or CDs or cassette tapes. And he used to say, just go out. If you're really shy, just go out and throw 2 on the lawn. and they're not the best exposures, they're not the best shares, and eventually you're going to get sick of wasting your money on them. So eventually you're going to go out there and maybe start talking to people a little bit better, but you got in here too. And if you're doing, it's the consistency, everybody. I'm just going to tell you that seriously, because if you're planting that, and I'm talking to myself included, okay, because if we were all talking to 2 new people every day, that we are bound in this economy with people looking at silver and gold like this, we are bound to find the person who's praying for someone to come along. And you have the chance right now in this company, in this timing, to go out there and build yourself a legacy, build yourself to the dream lifestyle you've always wanted. What's holding you back? This? Because you've never done it before? Who cares? You've got the vehicle, you got the mechanism right here to do it. We'll help you. We'll do it together. Hey, we're all in the same boat here, everybody. We're all in the same boat called the world. And so if we want to go out there and we want to be able to live a life where we are in control, we have it here. I'm not pushing anybody who does not want to go. I'm just simply getting you hopefully inspired to say, you know what? I do know that people need to know about this. Okay. 2 new shares a day, 1 new follow-up a day. That's core 3. So you don't want to just simply go out and drop information on people. You've got to follow up. They're not going to call you. They might, oh, this is awesome, I'll get back in touch with you. Most times they will not call you. Why? Because they get tied up in life. They get distracted. Now all these different things start going on. So their mindset and their focus is elsewhere. They're not as excited as you. They haven't seen what you've seen. This is why you need to reach out. Hey, did you get a chance to watch that information I sent you? Did you get a chance to watch that video? And I'll just say this, candidly speaking, everybody, if you have the time to get on a Zoom and watch that video with them, or sit down with them and watch with them, or go to their house or them come to you and watch with them, you are going to have such an increase in success exponentially than if you just say, hey, watch this, I'm going to send you something. Because you don't know the environment, how they're watching that video. They could be distracted. You don't even know if they watched it in a lot of cases. And, also, you don't know if you're following up in a timely manner right afterwards. So anyway, just to kind of give you an idea, 1 new follow-up every day, just consistency. And if you're doing this, everybody, I'm going to tell you something here that this is a nugget. This is a big nugget. And this is something that, well, I'm just going to say it candidly. I want you to think about this. If I go through, and this is ethical too, okay? We're always looking, we got to build 2 teams, okay? I'm going to show you, I'm going to teach you right now how literally you could be able to go out. It's done with posture. It's done with you feeling confident, okay? You don't have that confidence yet, we'll help you with it. But I want you to think about this. I have a list of people. I'm going to say A, B, C, D, okay? Let's just say that those are my 4 friends. Now I go up and I talk to person A on Monday, and they're like, oh, you know what, looks good. Let me think about it. And I've gotten them see the information, possibly done a 3-way call, but they're thinking about it, okay? I do the same thing, person B, on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I do person C, and they're also, you know what, let me think about it. I'm on the fence, let me go home and talk to the wife or the husband. Okay, and then D, person D, I'm just consistent. I'm just consistent with my good attitude. On Thursday, person D says, you know what? I like this. I'm going to do this. I'm in. Okay, now this is just an idea for you, everybody, because now person D says they're in. I'm going to tell you flat out, this is my focus. I'm going to help person D. I'm going to help person D. I'm going to do whatever I can to help them. Okay. But I can, if I want to, go back to the other 3 people that I had just recently talked to and say, for example, go back to person C that I just talked to the day before. Hey, person C, listen, I just want to let you know, I just introduced someone who really sees this. They love the value and they're getting started. And I'm going to give you the chance. If you want to grab a spot first, or if you want to grab a spot, I'll place you first and this person will spill into your team. It's up to you. Do you want to do that or not? And that's exactly how I would word it. I'm not here to twist arms. I'm not, if they say no, hey, great, I'm giving you the option because I spoke to you first. Okay. Same thing. Go up to person B after that. Hey, listen, I got 2 folks that just joined. I'm going to give you the option. I talked to you before I talked to either one of them. So I'm going to give you the option right now. If you want to grab a spot, I'll put them in and I'll place you first. And then these people spill into your team. You want to do it or not? And that's what I do with that sort of posture. Now, I'm still going to take those people, those A, B, C, and I'm going to help them. But my focus is on D. I'm going to help D because their fire is there. And A, B, C, their fire will come along at some point, but it all comes along with follow-up. If you're following up with people, that's what you've got the ability to do, everybody. That's the consistency. That's what consistency can do for you. Okay. And I'm not saying that you go out there and you introduce someone and someone says yes. And then I say, oh, you know what? Sylvia said she's in. So I'm going to go out and start calling all my friends. Hey, I got this lady who's signing up. So get in now. I don't do that. I don't do that. I go back to the people that I've already spoken to because I'm not going to sit there and do anything that's going to use Sylvia as bait for people. I'm just going to go out and I'm going to help Sylvia get her business running. But I am going to go back to the people maybe I've already spoken to and just say, listen, I know you're on the fence. I'm going to give you the shot right now. Here you go. If they say no, say, all right, there'll be another shot later. Don't worry about it. And I'm not going to be upset. And then when you have that attitude that you're upset, they're going to follow you because they know you don't need them. Okay. Attend one weekly overview. Now, this could be on a Zoom. It could be in person. So if you have something that's going on each week, plug into it. Doesn't matter. It's the consistency. I want you to think about this, everybody. If you're building a team, your team's going to do what you do. And they're watching what you do. If you're not on, they're like, well, I guess I don't need to be on either. And then eventually they drift away. And so if they see you on consistently, and I've seen people who are not even builders on consistently. And I'm like, wow, that inspires me. That inspires others too. And so I would tell you, just commit yourself, just that once a week. And again, I'm going to be honest with everybody. Try and leave your camera on. It's hard as a person who's presenting to talk to a bunch of names or pictures. And it also, the people who are guests don't get to see the excitement on your faces of what you truly are excited about. I don't want you to be faking it. I want you to truly just simply be looking at this because, man, this is awesome. Man, this is the way I'm feeling. When I'm watching this, it's like, wow, I'm truly thinking, wow, how do we get so blessed to be in the position that we are in right now? No one knows about this company. We've got gold and silver. We have no problem getting it when there's a lot of other places that can't get it. Everybody needs this. It's truly a blessing. That's what people need to understand. So attend your one weekly overview, okay? Attend your one weekly training. This one here is one we're going to do each week, and we're going to be really revamping it, blowing this up, because I'm going to tell you what, everybody, this is going to be focused on helping you build a big business. If you want to build a small business, you can do that too. It's all consistency. It's not about you having to go out and throw a ton of time or a ton of money into anything. It's about you just being consistent, and we'll teach you. We'll help you build up your attitude so your attitude's right. It's all going to come down to these fundamentals right here. These fundamentals will take your business, your life to a whole new level. Seriously, I'm not kidding. So attend this one weekly training every week. Put it on your agenda. You know, it breaks my heart sometimes. You see people inconsistent. They're on one week, they're off the next week. And I understand if something schedule-wise gets in the way. But if it's something that, you know, you're just inconsistent on getting on, this is where your team, we're a company, candidly speaking, everybody, there's not a lot of networkers here. A lot of people don't have network marketing experience, and there are simple systems that work in this industry that allow average people to win. We know those systems. We're going to train those systems on these weekly trainings. And yet people say, oh, I don't need to get on that. I know everything about gold and silver and stuff like that. But if your business isn't where you want it to be, then that's why we need to blow out this training on a consistent basis. How many people do you have on your team in front of this consistent, basic training, fundamental training of what they need to do to build a successful business here? You know, if you think about Vince Lombardi, who was the coach of the Packers. Anybody who knows that story, I'll tell you what, they ended up winning a Super Bowl the next year in a preseason game. The team was playing very sloppy. And so he walked into all of these Super Bowl champions, and he had in his hand a football. He goes, gentlemen, this is a football. And the whole mentality behind that was that they had gotten so big in their own head. They'd gotten so they were everywhere. They weren't focused on the fundamentals, the basics. That's why we got to get back to these 10 core consistent activities that do not take any more than 5 hours a week. I'm not kidding when I say that. Okay. You do these consistently. It does not require a lot of time. Education's powerful, and we're not going to blow you out, but we are going to teach you the consistency. Again, if your team sees you that you're not on here, they're not going to get on. And all this consistent training that could make their business explode and give you the lifestyle you want, they're not getting. Okay, they're not following your example. Attend all your local Super Saturdays. Now, we haven't had a whole lot up here in Maine. And I will tell you, though, that if you get a chance and it is anywhere in driving distance, go to these, especially if you got someone from corporate who's going to be there, because you really want to get the vision of this, everybody. There's nothing like being there. You know, you can watch something on a Zoom and it just doesn't do it the power. And we've done Zooms, Super Saturday Zooms, and they've been very, very strong. They've been outstanding. But when you're there and you're meeting people and you're around the energy, around excitement, nothing can beat it. I'll tell you what. And again, I'm going to give another shout out to Sylvia on here, because she literally went out there and sacrificed a lot, including even selling her TV to be able to keep her membership, keep her business going, and then coming to our conference that we had that I'm about to talk about right here. And I'll tell you what, the way that she's grown and developed, the way that she has inspired so many people, including myself, is unbelievable. And the friendships, the relationships, the family that she's built here. I mean, you can't put a price tag on that. And she is now part of our family. And it's the consistency, but you wouldn't get that without being around. You'll get it from the Zooms, but when you're around the family, nothing can beat it. I mean, sometimes family reunions aren't the best things, but these ones are really good. So, but I want you to watch this real quick video. This is really promoting our next coming conference that's coming up here at the beginning of the year. All right, so we're going to be in Las Vegas in April. You are all welcome, even if you're not a big Vegas fan. Again, just getting there and being around the energy, it is life-changing. It's going to be amazing. Now, here's number 8, consistent personal development. This is very important, everybody, because if we're not growing mentally, if we're not growing inside, we're going to limit ourselves. We're going to put a cap on our growth. And you can read about this in so many books. You know, one of the books I didn't put in here, which I should have, is The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell, an outstanding book, because this is all about just helping people to believe in themselves and then go out there. The doing of the actual activity here, folks, is not difficult. The difficult part is controlling this. It's not getting beat up. It's the posture. You know, I'll tell you, here's what we do with the business. I call up someone, hey, what are your thoughts on gold and silver? You need to take a look at this information. When can we sit down? I don't know if it's going to be for you or not. Oh, that's a great question. That's why I need to see the information. That's all I'm doing, is I'm not telling them anything, everybody. It's just simply, you need to take a look, and I'm reassuring them. Listen, if you're not interested, I'm good with that. You're not going to break my heart. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Our friendship's solid. I just want you to take a look. You need to see this information. I'm saying it with passion. Just like if you saw something out the window and you said, hey, you need to come over and see this. Well, what is it? And it's like some animal that's about to dart off. You're like, just get over here. You're not gonna have time to go into, well, it's a deer. It's standing like over here and it looks like this. And you're not gonna get into all the explanation because you just don't have time. And I'll tell you what, everybody, you got to keep this in mind. When you're talking to someone who's a prospect and you're on the phone with them forever, they're thinking, man, they got all the time in the world. You got to be having the mentality, I got to go find my next person. I don't have time. I'm sorting right now. I am sorting. I'm not convincing. I'm sorting to find who likes what they see, so I take them to the next step. The ones who go to the next step, those are going to be the ones I'm going to spend a little bit more time with. But initially, I've got to sort who's open to this. The consistent personal development, reading the right things, putting this into your brain will expand your mind. The magic of thinking big. Anybody who knows a rubber band, you pull it like this, it's not ever going to go back to the original way that it was. It never will. But if you go out there and you expand your mind, you have a chance to go out there and just achieve and realize things maybe you've never achieved before, that you've always wanted to, that maybe you gave up on ever being able to get to. Because as we get older, we start saying, you know what, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. But it could be, because the dream is still out there and the opportunity still is there. But it's up to us as to whether we take advantage of it. Okay. Number 9, find a workout partner. You got to find someone who is roughly right around where you are in rank, who wants this at your level of desire. They're out there. Doesn't have to be someone who is frontline. Doesn't need to be someone in your team. Can be someone sideline, but just someone you can call up, become friends with, pick each other up when the other person's down, and support each other when the other person achieves success. Does accountability of asking each other, hey, did you get your 2 in today? And you're making it fun. Don't make this miserable. Make it fun. Go out there and enjoy what we're doing, everybody. People see it in your face. You know, anybody ever heard of the term angry resting face? You know, sometimes I've had that. You know, think about it. If you're ever look in the mirror sometimes when you're just walking around with your face relaxed. And would you ever approach yourself if you look that way? No, I've looked at myself like, holy cow, I wouldn't go near myself. That's horrible. I look like I'm ready to tear someone's head off. And so, you know, things go on in life, but we can't share it on our face. And I'm not saying we have to be fake, but we just look at life maybe from a different perspective. Rather than being complaining, we go in with an attitude of gratitude, being grateful for what we've got. So we need to fix and tweak our own mental mindset. And that comes a lot with the personal development I was talking about before. Reading 10 pages of a good book a day, listening to a half an hour of an audio book a day. Doesn't require a lot of time. It's just the consistency. And you know how many books you'd get through if you did that? It's unbelievable. And number 10, be here in a year. And then you got to do the other 9. Can't just show up next year and not do the other 9 and say, hey, where's my money? Because it's not going to be there. Okay. I mean, it might be there, you know, if you get lucky. But I'll tell you what, it's this right here is the consistency, everyone. And it's amazing how fast a year goes by. I'm looking at some of the pictures in here and it's like, wow, holy cow. It's already, summer's already over. It's already September, coming up on Halloween. This is crazy. The month flew by. What?
October.
I know. No, I said September flew by. Okay, I got my critic in the back. Okay. So anyway, just to give you an idea. So, but this is the thing. What is next year? Is this date right here. Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Where are you going to be? Where's your business going to be? Where's your mindset going to be? Okay. It's all up to us. Okay. We got to support each other. But at the same time, it's not about making someone down in our team, waiting on them to do something. We've got to go out there and find the person. We've got to be the ones who lead by example, by always planting the seed. The seeds will come along consistently. And I'll tell you what, everybody, these consistent actions, these 10 consistent actions do not take a lot of time. Consistent, I mean, take a look at them. I'm going to go past this real quick, and then I'm going to come back to that. Look at them. Number 1, do a game plan. That doesn't take a lot of time. That maybe take on your first time sitting down, maybe a half an hour. And after that, going back and revisiting your plan each month. That's what I mean by doing this consistently each time, even on yourself. 2 new exposures a day. Someone like, oh man, that takes a lot of time. Nope, it doesn't take a lot of time. Okay, I'll tell you what. Say I'm going to call Carmen. I might call her up and say, hey, Carmen, listen, this is Mark. Hey, listen, real quick, I'm heading out the door. What are your thoughts about what's going on in the world? What do you think about gold and silver? Oh yeah, gold and silver. You know, I don't know a whole lot about it, but it looks like that's a good thing. Yeah, I agree 100%. Listen, you need to take a look at what someone shared with me. When can we hop on a Zoom? I don't know if it's going to be of interest to you or not, but you need to see this. When can we jump on a Zoom? Or when can we meet for coffee? That's it. Oh, I got some questions, blah, 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 blah. That's a great question. I don't know how to explain it. You really need to take a look. That's why you need to see the information like I did. When can we sit down? That's it. How much time did that take? It doesn't take a lot of time to go out there and try and set the information, to set the appointment, everybody. But some of us run our mouths too long. If it's taking longer than 2 minutes, sometimes even that's too long. You're giving out too much information. You're becoming the information. All it should be is some chit chat, some great things. And then real quickly, listen, we need to sit down. If they start hitting you with questions, that's why you need to take a look at what someone shared with me. Okay. The follow-up every day, have someone stay on standby for a 3-way call and call them up. Hey, listen, did you get a chance to watch that video? Or listen, I know you wanted to watch, I know we sat down yesterday and watched that and you wanted me to check in with you today. And then I sent you the video of our coin. Wanted to follow up with you. Do you have a moment? Sure. Hey, listen, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of interest here? Oh, it's about this. Excellent. Before I go any further, let me introduce you one of the top people I'm working with. I really want you to hear their story and ask them any questions. Fire them away. Boom. You're connecting them on with that. Doesn't take a whole lot of time, everybody. The follow-up. 1 weekly overview. How much activity do you need to do? You're sitting there watching someone do a presentation. Okay, maybe you might do the presentation. That's fine. But one a week. Something, I can't do that. We're putting 40 hours a week into a job that's not going to take care of us in our future. And some of us won't go out and commit to some of the consistent things that will work, myself included. 10 weekly training, an hour or less a week. 6, attend all Super Saturdays. Those are things that can keep your fire ignited locally or on Zoom if we don't have one in the local area. 7, attend the annual corporate conference. A lot of people rule themselves out on that. Don't. It is doable. Okay. We'll figure out all our ways. We've got 7K Advantage. Great way to be able to save on flights and also hotels. Consistent personal development. Grow and become what you're destined to be. Number 9, find a workout partner. Do this together. Doing it on your own is tough. It's tough because you don't have anybody to call when you're feeling down. You don't have anybody to pick you up. It's important you find a workout partner. And number 10, be here in a year and do the other 9. Now, I want to show you this, everybody. Hopefully you took in this information. Remember all this, because these are the keys to your success that will help take you to the next level. But I want to show you this real quickly because there are still some spots available on our 7K getaway that's coming up. And I'm going to try and go backwards here. Our 7K getaway that's coming up here in January. So let me play this for everybody. And if you are interested in this, you can reach out to corporate, see what spots are available, and be able to take your family. We invite all of our members, and those people who decide they want to share can actually earn part or all of your trip paid for. So here's the trip coming up. Watch this. So there is still rooms on the cruise available. So keep that in mind. These are keys to success, everybody. I didn't write them. These were shown and proven over and over again. And now we have the chance to just simply hop on and follow on the coattails of people who did this industry successfully before. I will tell you from personal firsthand experience, Danielle and myself, even prior to Danielle, I have been personally, and Danielle and I have been in 3 of these. I've been in 4 companies now, of which been able to make over a 6-figure income And I'm not saying it to impress anybody. I'm saying it because in every one of those 4 circumstances, we never brought over our team from the other company. We left our team there. And I'm not saying that we abandoned them. In each case, there was a specific reason why we had to leave that company, because of maybe different ethical disagreements or whatever it might have been. But I will say this, it was the system, it was the consistency, it was the duplication that was able to go out there and be replicated across different companies. It was the same system, but with a different product. And so if you plug into using those 10 core fundamentals, which really have been the backbone of each time we've been out there building our business, I'll tell you what, the sky's the limit. You can go out there and achieve whatever it is that you want. So that's all I really had to share with everybody. I hope that that was helpful. I've got like 5 minutes. If anybody wants to share anything or jump in, ask a question, I'll take a couple, and then we're going to wrap up for the night. We have a corporate call coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Mark, shout out to Janine for posting in Saskatoon this past week
Yes, absolutely. Janine hosted in Saskatoon
with Tim,
with Tim. Why don't you come over? And
because I look horrible.
no, you don't have to even get in. Just
No, they'll see me. I'll unmute.
okay.
I am muted. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was amazing having Tim out with us, and he did an amazing training with us. So, Mark's not lying. When you get the opportunity to go to a Super Saturday or go to any event, there's always nuggets of gold, I guess, no pun intended, but to really push your business and bump it up. And that excitement is contagious. It's an energy. And that's something that we said this weekend. It's, what energy are you approaching people with? Because we all know what it's like to see that greasy car salesman come greet you when you're looking for a car, and you can feel the energy. It's palpable. So are you excited about your business, or are you in fear? They'll smell it a mile away.
I love it. I think that's fantastic, Janine. And I think what you're also getting at, and I think this is the most important thing, everybody, is just be you. And I would say this, I don't think anybody you'd ever hear this in a regular training, but here's the key, is being honest with people, because people respect honesty. If you don't know, if you're nervous when like if I'm talking to Janine and I'm nervous and I'm just calling her up and I'm hesitant to approach her, or I don't know what to say, I might say, listen, Janine, and I want to get her to watch a video, or I want to get her to buy her a cup of coffee. And I say, Janine, listen, I'm really nervous. I don't know what to say. I want to call you up. I want to invite you out to a cup of coffee because someone showed me something that looks really good with gold and silver. And I don't know if you're going to like it or not. I'm good with it if you're not, but I just don't know what to say. And but I wanted to call you. So if someone called up and said that to me, I'd be like, wow, man, I love the candid, honest approach. Yeah, I'll sit down for a cup of coffee for you. One key thing I would tell you in that, everybody, is the line, or not the line, but the takeaway. It may not be for you. And if it's not, I'm good with that. That for me has worked like a charm. When I started incorporating that, when I was talking with people, recruiting went through the roof. I know the same thing for Danielle, because when you take it away, it means, hey, I'm good with it if you're not into it. It means you have posture. It means you don't need them, that they need this. The other thing it does is that if you're coming at me and you're like, oh, you're going to love this, this is the best thing in the world, I'm sitting there thinking, and you're my friend, I'm thinking, oh boy, man, I'm going to get high pressure closed here as soon as this is done. And what if I don't like it? I don't want it to affect our friendship. And so either number one, they don't get on, or number two, the entire time the video's playing, they're thinking what I was just saying. How do I get out of here? How do I get out of this without having to pay money? How do I get out of this? And so they're thinking of an escape route instead of watching the information. And so give them an out. Hey, listen, if you're not, but do it with a posture. Hey, listen, if you're not interested, I'm good with that. I said to people, listen, you're someone who gives me, a hard time. I say, listen, you're a smart enough guy, be able to tell me no if you don't like what you see, right? Yeah, like perfect. Let's sit down, take a look. And then if I'm sitting down, they start being negative or critical of it, I take it away. It's like, you know what? You're right. It wasn't for you. Because I'm going to find the one who wants it, who sees what the value is. And that's it. And have fun with this, everybody. You don't need to be the salesperson. You don't need to know all the answers. You don't need to know how much silver's going for. You don't need to beat him on the price. You just simply, all I know is, and then tell a story. All I know is this person here went out and they got this coin and they bought it for $139. They flipped it for $1,300. That's all I know. Wow. Okay. I don't want to be the expert, because then they're going to come to me like, and I'm not the expert. Kathy.
Wow, thanks, Mark. I mean, Mark has made it super simple. This guy is a rock star, and we all try to complicate it. This is so pure, what you just shared tonight. It's super simple. And I love what Mark said. I mean, just be you. You don't have to, there's no script. It's just you. With all the garbage there is out there, people are so tired of phoning, and they can spot it a mile away. It's repulsive. So you authentically you is all you need to be. And I love Richard. And this is the rock star. This is the superstar, not you. It's gold and silver. So you can say, hey, I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's gold and silver. I got some stuff I want to share with you. So let me introduce you to one of my teammates that I'm working with. I mean, anything you do, and I go back to, and it's been so true, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. I mean, I've actually felt like I did it really good and felt really great about it, and it was a bomb. And I've actually blundered my way through it and did everything wrong and vomited and just did everything that we tell you not to do, and it's worked. So just relax. As Mark said, enjoy yourself, enjoy the process. People pick up on that. And his dry sense of humor is one of the most charming things about him when he gets rolling. Hey, life's too short. We got to have fun doing this, and we get to do it, and we get to have a good time doing it. And that's what makes it super cool to me. And hey, it's gold and silver. Everybody wins. So thank you, Mark, for sharing tonight. That was awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Kathy. And I will say this, everybody, it's your smile. You know, if you're walking around, I had this one guy, I did this, and I'm not knocking on this gentleman. He's a good guy, but he was always had his serious face on. And so he knocked on the door, and this was years ago. He said, I can't get anybody to want to take a look at what I'm doing. And I'm thinking in my head, it's like, well, maybe it's because you look like a serial killer. You know, I'm not saying that in a negative way, but it's like, you know, you have someone who's got intimidating eyes that are like, and they've got this face that there is relaxed, and when you're relaxed, it doesn't come across as being the friendly type that you might be, which is why, again, I said it before kind of jokingly, but it's something we all need to be made aware of, is our expression, our smile really kind of is going to make us approachable, and it's going to make people want to be around. So it's not even your knowledge. You don't have to have all the knowledge. You don't have to have any knowledge, candidly speaking. You've got the resources you can plug them into. It's, do I want to be a part of this group of people? Do I want to be around this person? Do I want to experience what this person's emotions are? That's what they're thinking. You know, is it something they're not thinking the facts. Facts tell, stories sell. So that's just something I want to share with everybody. We're coming up on 9 o'clock, so I'm going to wrap up, but I hope everybody took some good information out of this. Apply it the way you will, but I encourage you, be part of that consistent activity. Now, there's a lot of Zooms going on. I'm going to tell you right out, don't be on every Zoom. You can't be, because you're going to get burned out. You're going to be taking in so much information and not getting into a activity. So do what you need to do to create that consistency. And if you do want to be on more Zooms, go ahead, but don't teach your team to do that, because the average person can't take as much time as you might be able to put into these Zooms. And if they do, we want what little time they have to be into a activity. We want their energy and their excitement going out there, not overwhelming their mind with so much knowledge that they go out there and start throwing that knowledge up on people. Okay, less knowledge someone has, I'll tell you, honestly speaking, as I wrap this up, the person who comes out of the gate with really no knowledge whatsoever, but just is fired up, or they can contain that knowledge because they're just doing it for their own belief, and they don't sit there and dump all that knowledge on someone, that's going to be the person who's going to win. They don't come across, yes. And Andrew's on here. I got to tell you, Andrew Davidson, this is a new gentleman who came on board, and that's all that he has been doing. I hope you don't mind me giving you a shout out there, Andrew. But he has been building a team. I see Barb on here as well and some other folks, but it's just been consistency, just coming on board and jumping in, doing his own due diligence, but then plugging people into a simplified system. And when you see that happening, that every one of us can go out there. If you're not doing it yourself, tweak the behavior a little bit, tweak just a little bit. We'll help you tweak it. Have fun, most importantly. And remember, go at your own pace. Okay. There's no one here to twist your arm. If you want to set a high goal for yourself, go for it, but don't beat yourself up if you miss it, as long as you're moving towards your goal. Okay. So with that, I appreciate everybody. And as we're closing off, please feel free, state your name, where you're calling in from, and corporate call coming up here in 1 hour from now. So everybody take the time, jump off this, and get ready for the next one coming up here in about 1 hour. It's a great one. I'm sure it'll be great. Thanks so much, everybody. Everybody. have a
Mark?
wonderful night.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks,
you,
Mark.
Mark.
Thank
Great
you.
Training.
Thank you.
Mark, how do we get the recording?
It'll be up on Best Training Tips sometime this week, I believe.
Thank you.
Hopefully.
Thank-
We're going to be traveling, so I'll get up as soon as I can.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
All
Mark.
right.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.